Guys, it's Jimmy here. I'm with Brad. What we're going to be covering is setting up an online fitness business. Really, really important coming into December, right? For all the gym owners, boot camp owners, having an online option is a smart move. But also overall, I think running an online fitness business is an incredibly smart move because of a couple of reasons we'll dive into in a moment. Brad, mate, what's your kind of experience with running and setting up an online business? Because you did it quite quickly in like a week, didn't you?
Yeah. And like anyone, like in COVID, we had to adapt quickly. So obviously having a facility in Perth, we were kind of behind everything in the eastern states, right? So luckily, we could sort of have a bit of foresight what was coming. So we knew we had to transition very quickly, not to launch a new business, but how we could keep our current clients training so we could keep essentially getting paid. And that's exactly what we're going to be going through during this episode, because the same is going to happen as we roll into December, where we're going to have people looking to suspend or go away on holidays. So how can we not only keep them training and keep the results happening, but how can we make sure that we keep our debits live across that time? But I think the biggest thing is make sure we're getting the clients the results still. And that's how we had to adapt so quickly.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of the fitness business owners, when they adapted through the lockdowns and stuff like that, they set up a really substandard online product with those funky workouts with trainers doing push-ups and squats and stuff. And I'm sorry for anyone who's running those. I just think they absolutely suck. It's so bad. Like you're competing against like Peloton and Chris Hemsworth apps, you're just going to get smoked. So I definitely don't think that's a good way, which a lot of people did. But what we're going to cover is setting up an online business a proper way. Brad did his in a week. We were able to set up my wife. So we just got like a basic program started in about 24 to 48 hours. But some of the big benefits is you're able to train anyone anywhere in the world, which is absolutely massive. So if you set it up correctly, you're going to set it up initially just to look after your current members, but then be able to train anyone anywhere in the world is pretty cool. Have you had any international clients or anything like that, Brad?
It's funny because with with Andrew Tate being who he is, what color is your
baby?
What color is your Bugatti? I actually trained a lady who owned a Bugatti dealership in America.
Oh, you told me that.
So very, very lovely lady. And so we essentially, when we launched our online business, we started it to look after our current clients, but the people I was working with at the time suggested I actually go and launch it into America because you can do different things with Facebook ads. So I actually launched my program initially for women in the US, and that's how we grew our online business through COVID.
Yeah. And I think just being able to train anywhere in the world, especially if you're doing organic marketing. And of course, we won't cover paid ads too much at the moment. So it's an initial setup. But it just gives you so many options. And one of the big upsides as well is the massively high profit margins. I think Trent's pulling in 25 a month, and is he profiting 22? Is that right? It's a crazy money.
I think he runs at about 97.5% profit from memory. He's like, he has himself a laptop and a VA, and his trainerize. That's it.
And then obviously the big one, guys, is it'll help limit the suspensions, which is going to happen. And it's like a logical thing for people, right? Like I live in Sydney, so my gym around here, and then I usually go to Tamworth in the country during Christmas. So obviously I'm going to suspend for 2 weeks. And Brad, do you travel anywhere for Chrissy, or do you kind of hang around Perth mainly?
Yeah, I kind of hang around Perth mainly because that's where my family is. But I think the biggest reason that there is so many suspensions through Christmas is because people don't know what to do. It's like, oh, I'm not coming to the club. You don't offer anything. I'll just suspend. And a lot of gym owners just roll over and they're like, oh, well, yeah, I have nothing to offer you while you're away.